All right. Hey, Maria. Nice to have you on board our podcast. Really excited for this session. I would love for you to kind of introduce yourself to the audience. For people who don't know you yet, who are you? What do you do? Like, tell us a bit about your story.
Okay, thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much for having me. As you were saying, I'm the head of legal finance in Acciona. It's a huge infrastructure and also energy company. It's sort of a weird monster here because it's not just infrastructure, but it's also energy, it's also mobility, it's also asset management. I mean, it's a huge variety of businesses. And so I'm head of the legal finance team, and I'm also a professor at the IE Law School. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Amazing, amazing. And for people who don't know you yet, what do you spend most of your time thinking about at work?
Money?
Amazing. Money in what ways? Like how to make more or how to save more?
Yeah. Well, I guess that how to make more is more of the finance team. We do take care of each of the contracts and agreements we sign, and we ensure that the risks are controlled, that the mechanisms work, that the clauses are clear, and that everyone's needs are contemplated in the agreements. And yeah, we would be those transactions real and ensuring that they work from a legal perspective.
Amazing. Yeah, linking the legal clauses, the contracts, and the financial side. So making sure contracts are being, honored, money is making sense. So that's amazing. That's a very strong pillar. And what do you think is the part of your role that surprises people the most?
I guess that not just me, the whole team, but I guess that we are those weird lawyers that are not afraid of numbers. So our agreements are always full of numbers and calculations, and there's a lot of money indexes. So yeah, I guess that's the most surprising part. And when you talk to a finance colleague, they're like, "Oh wow, this is for real. You're not afraid.
Mm.
It's okay. It's wonderful." I mean, we're this weird mixture between legal and finance.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually so interesting because I usually know the archetype of lawyers. They're more like less engaged with numbers. They don't enjoy numbers. They like to read. So that's unique. That's very special. Okay, so Maria, if we jump inside a bit the workflow, walk us through a normal week for your team. Where do you feel the work tends to pile up?
Meaning, sorry.
I mean, in your normal week, work week, where do you feel like the work, like your work and the team's work tends to pile up? Like it gets intense, it gets a lot, it gets like too much, or there are frictions, for example, or it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, emails for sure. We receive
Mm,
lots of emails every day. They tend to be complex and they require a lot of time to process.
mm,
That would be, I guess, number one. Number two would be agreements themselves
mm,
because they are super big and they have lots of clauses and details and lots of information. And it's pretty hard to control all of it. And sometimes in just a single transaction, you do have like 10 huge agreements that you need to
mm.
control with lots of data and details and complexities whatsoever. And number three, I think, would be meetings management.
Mm. Yeah.
Seeing who said what and what are we supposed to do, who is in charge of doing this or that, or, all the particularities.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. And two things. So what kind of tasks, quietly eats up your time as Maria, but nobody really questions or thinks about. Even you sometimes you don't question really.
Um, I I guess it's dealing with inputs from various sources. We do receive lots of information coming from lots of people, not just via email, but we also receive Teams messages and calls, and you need to put it all together. It eats a lot of time, and it's there's no way you can question that, because at the end, to be able to provide the best answer and the best work possible, you need to take into consideration everything that you have received, and sometimes that is huge.
It's like, what do you feel usually breaks first? I feel it. I feel it. Wow. I feel you. I feel you. That's loud and clear.
Tough question.
No, but actually, this is one of the best answers I got because it's so real, it's, and what leaders, that's what leaders go through. I really, really feel you. I agree. I think this is truly what happens is we have tough moments to handle. And thank you for like releasing this. This is really good. Okay, amazing. So we'll shift a bit more to some sort of like how thinking about automation and how did it help you, or maybe still isn't helping you as much as you want. So at some point, do you feel AI or automation came up as a possible fix to one of your, workflows that you mentioned? You mentioned three things,
Yeah.
or something helping you not to get to that point where you're breaking or things are a bit smoother. So where did AI help you at some potential fix?
Well, I think it helps in all of them, but it doesn't
Mm,
solve them. I
mm,
mean, when you, as I was saying, when you have to deal with lots of emails, huge emails with lots of information and details, it's really useful that the AI is able to summarize the content of those emails.
mm,
It's a bit risky though, because
mm,
sometimes you may need miss parts of the information, but it helps a lot. I mean, when you get a ton of emails and you get to summarize them, that is extremely helpful parts to the emails. With respect to meetings, being able to have an assistant taking notes and setting out the tasks to be carried out and who should take care of those, and having some sort of action points, it really helps you.
mm,
Just like I was saying before, it's not the solution of the problem, because you still have to process that information and make sure that that summary or whatever information has been included is not missing. But
yeah.
it helps a lot. And with huge contracts, this is a total game changer, because
Mm,
when you are supposed to know what's on each of the agreements and what clauses regulate each of the issues you may have or whatever question you are dealing with in that moment, the searching through the agreement is
mm,
magnificent. I mean, it has changed so much, because we were used to searching keywords,
mm,
and or not, but now the fact that you can ask like a more open question and
mm,
get a complete answer and the total context and any links between clauses or even amongst the agreements,
yeah.
that's super helpful, super helpful.
Amazing. That's really good. And I can imagine because I'm not sure which AI tools you use, maybe Harvey or Legora or many other tools, but I know because when you're thinking about something in between the lines, like, does this clause mean this? Does this mean we can, if they're late by one day, are we able to claim something? Or so it and interprets, and that helps a lot. I've seen it myself, and I'm sure what you're saying is really impactful. Did you feel you tried, and what didn't really work the way you hoped? So you said it's helping you, but it's not fixing the whole thing. So maybe it's saving you percentage of the time you used to spend, but it's not fully fixing. So what do you feel is didn't work as you hoped?
Yeah, just with respect to these questions, because we haven't mentioned the fact that sometimes you can ask an open legal question to
Mm,
any AI and it will just make up the answer.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Even with specific legal references that do not exist. I mean, that drives me
Mm,
crazy.
oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
that's
hallucinations. Like it's
no,
like it
no,
drank too much. It drank too much wine. It's like saying
totally,
BS basically.
totally. And I guess that that has not been solved so far, but
Yeah.
I hope it comes in the near future. But with respect to, as I was saying, summarizing information, trying to see what are the main points in a document or a meeting or an email, there might be information missing, which may be key, and the machine doesn't know that part.
Mm,
And sometimes when I am using the AI within an agreement itself, and I ask for how whatever is regulated, I do receive an answer.
mm,
Ask for more information on the rationale of the answer.
mm,
And many times I tend to disagree, which is not
mm,
exactly bad, but
mm,
I would never take the first answer for granted because
mm,
you may need more context and even expertise or even information on the transaction that is not necessarily within the document that
mm.
changes the answer.
Wow. Wow. I love that. So is it like some sort of, I don't know if you use a specific tool as well. Maybe, I don't know if you are able to mention you use like Harvey or, but if you use that AI tool and you're putting all the detail on the contract, it comes up with an answer. You want that answer some way to be connected also to your emails and to maybe another AI that challenges the answer and comes up with critical insight from all the other information to criticize this answer. So it's also helping you think, what is this the best answer? What are the loopholes? What is the silver bullet that I'm not seeing? So it's kind of that you feel would it help you more?
I guess it also helps me because it makes me think myself. I am not challenging the answers with answers from a different AI, but with the answer I think is
Yeah, yeah,
correct,
yeah, 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 yeah,
the
yeah.
way I see or interpret the answer. What I do lack right now is not the fact that it takes the information from the agreement, for example, it's the fact that it doesn't take into consideration other more maybe human aspects of the
Mm,
transaction and the
mm,
negotiation and the background of the parties to the agreement.
yeah. Yeah, because there's politics, there's stakeholders, there's like who made the decision and who is going through a family issue and who is out of office and who might be the next person to manage and internally what's the strategy. So adding this, okay, amazing, amazing. Yes, this is so real. And on the final note here, looking back, what do you think was missing when you tried to fix this part?
Yes, part of it was on me because of the prompting. I may be able to give more detail that is not in the agreement but could help with respect to the answer. But sometimes I see that what I don't share is the rationale for the answer.
Mm,
So, and it, I mean, sometimes you try to discuss and it always agrees with me, so it doesn't make it easier because
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
do
yeah,
this because I say so, right? But
yeah,
it
yeah,
makes me think that's wonderful.
yeah.
And I also understand that prompting is key, and
Mm, mm,
I can
mm,
get better answers with more information when I ask.
mm,
But
mm.
it would be a mixture between the way it processes the information that I don't necessarily share and
Yeah,
the information that it doesn't have because it's not part of the team or the company or our counterparty.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't have, it's either prompt engineering or it doesn't have the full context. So this is kind of, and Maria, do you mind me asking, like, is this a regular, like a ChatGPT kind of enterprise version, or it's like a full-fledged AI tool like Harvey, Legora? Like, are you allowed to mention? I'm not sure because I'm trying to imagine what tool is it?
I don't think I'm allowed to mention it.
Okay.
We do, I mean, I do have an like a whole service AI program that helps me
Mm,
with different sources.
wow. Okay. So it's
Yes.
it's 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 something custom built for Acciona. It's not like something off the shelf, or it's, yeah, it's maybe a mix of both. A mix of both. I get it.
I'm not gonna say. I'm sorry, Albert.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't think I'm allowed to say it.
No problem, no problem. I'm trying to imagine. Okay, perfect. But I understand that you have the very big enterprise version.
Yeah.
So now if we go into the ROI before AI, so if you think that process ran smoother, what would that free up you and your team? And maybe also, Maria, it might not be this particular use case you mentioned, it might be another totally process in your workflow that you think, it could have a larger ROI.
Well, if I look into the future and what could be improved, my guess is that new legal AI tools should be more focused on real legal sources and updated
Mm,
ones, especially in financial regulatory. There is lots of updates every single day. I mean, we do have new rules like all the time. So
mm,
it's pretty hard for me to not be sure that the answers that the AI provides us with are totally updated
mm.
and legal sources.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if this will be possible shortly, but right now there is this risk of hallucination, as you were
Mm,
saying. And my guess is that for a lawyer, especially for a financial lawyer, what you expect is to have some sort of legal certainty that
mm,
if we want to have a better AI in our field, we need to be sure that it will not make up the rules and that
mm,
any legal references that we receive are completely updated
mm,
because that's the key
mm,
in our
mm,
business.
mm,
And I don't care that much about the fact that it doesn't interpret the clauses the way I do because,
mm.
as I was saying, I can discuss,
Yeah.
but it makes me super unsure. The fact that any legal references it uses to process the information in my agreements or in my meetings or
Mm,
whatever sources of information is not completely updated and
mm,
it doesn't come 100% from real legal sources.
I hear you. I hear you. That's interesting. I'm not so sure if this is more like in the how the state and the government put out clauses, because with an API, if there's any new updates, if this legal tool is connected to the API, then it should reference the most updated one. But sometimes, there are new clauses, but there's like, this is going to be the new law, but we have a whole thing about GDPR. So you have 1 year to formulate and to prepare yourself. So maybe I'm not sure if this is what you're mentioning, that you're not so sure that the link and the API to these law platforms is up to date, or there isn't that link because the state doesn't have all these updates very clear, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, there should be that link. At least in Spain, we do have official legal sources that we usually use for whatever work we're doing. But makes me feel uncomfortable is the fact that even though we do have like official legal sources,
Yeah.
there's still room for hallucination within the
Mm-hmm.
AI. Because
Mm-hmm.
even if the rule doesn't exist, which may happen, it will make it
Mm-hmm.
up. Or what I see right now is it gives you an answer no matter what. And when
Mm.
there is no answer, it doesn't simply provide a no answer. It gives you
Wow.
whatever you're asking for. It's so what I feel right now when I work with it, or what I've been feeling so far,
Mm.
is that I will always get an answer, and it doesn't matter if the answer really exists or not.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, Maria. I think this is a very important point, and especially in legal matters. So it feels like it always makes you second doubt, and you're like, do I have to go? And you're like second guessing, and you're also still doing the work of going, is it still there? So, so
Checking.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe it can have a link to that thing, so it helps you go there. Or maybe there could be a prompting that says double check, or a workflow that says, one, it's created, I want another workflow to go and cross check and be like the critical, like the bad cop, good cop kind of thing. So I think maybe the future is going to something like this. Interesting, interesting.
I hope so. I hope so. And that would be super useful.
Yeah. So you would say, Maria, this is the most important, highest ROI in your workflows. There's something else that doesn't have as much AI that you think could create a big impact.
Well, I don't think there is anything particularly new that
Mm,
needs to be developed besides what we were saying about having official and updated legal sources all the time. Sometimes I miss the assistance in contexts where we are not prepared for it. For example, personal meetings, which do
Mm,
happen a lot, are not normally able to be recorded or summarized or whatever. We do it the old way,
mm, mm, mm,
especially
mm,
when the topic is quite sensitive.
mm, mm, mm,
I'm not sure if this is an advantage or not, because in the end, you tend to process the information better with your own head and hands.
mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I guess that it would be useful as well to have some sort of a tool that works for everyone in different organizations, because
Mm,
what we do have right now is like lots of limitations when you work with third parties from outside Acciona, and they do have
mm,
like different systems and they don't work together, or you're not even able to use them because you don't have the means
mm,
in it
mm,
to make the AI work. What I'm thinking right now is there could be some sort of tool that works everywhere with all the teams from all the organizations, and it's like very versatile so that you can use it not just within Acciona but with vis-a-vis any other counterparty, and
mm.
not only with your computer but maybe some sort of device that you can use it in a room, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can use it
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, yeah. I hear you. Yeah, absolutely. So, because you do a lot of physical meetings as well. So, how to link the physical with the online with them as well. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
no, that would be amazing. I mean, that would be super useful. And sometimes I miss having that sort of device that can help me anywhere.
Ah, wow. Yeah, yeah. Like Iron Man, like a watch or something that's
Yeah.
like,
Okay. I love that comparison.
That's amazing. All right. So in the final notes, like if you think, thinking about everything you've seen, if there is specific workflow habit or meeting where leaders should honestly just cut the BS because it looks productive but really isn't. Like it's also something where we quote you and we say like leaders like Maria's saying cut the BS on this, like do this better or like stop doing that stuff, it's not helping you.
Wow. Say something like leaders cut the BS and use the AI where it helps, which is a lot. But
Mm,
don't be surprised in case you find out that you are also necessary there, because even though the AI is amazing and it helps us a lot, there is a lot of human content that we need to address ourselves, especially being leaders and trying to pass that to our colleagues and younger colleagues. So that would be
mm.
use it where you have to use it, and be sure that you are necessary as well, because the personal part can only be done by you.
Wow, amazing. I love it. I love it. And on a wrapping note, like if you could give one piece of advice to leaders dealing with this, issues you mentioned, or like maybe one of those issues, like what would that advice be?
It would be, don't be afraid to fight against it and to have
Mm,
a real discussion against your AI, because it would also make you think and even get better professionally just by
yeah.
discussing with your AI.
I love it, Maria. That's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. This has been such a great podcast. I had so much fun getting to know you. I feel you're such a fun person to work with as well, and you're dealing with huge things. So thanks again. And by the way, Maria, hablo un poquito de español. I was just in Spain in Marbella, and I went to Andorra for ski. It was super nice. So I love Madrid, and I think it's one of the happiest cities in the world. Just a small note also before you go. A lot of what you described, Maria, is what we as a company help with, and do. But I'm sure like we focus more with teams instead of big companies like Acciona. Acciona has 10,000 employees. But it feels like from what you described, I don't know if there's an area we can help with, but we do an ROI report, which is an AI agent that we have, and that actually goes into your workflows from just the company. public information and tells you, look, Maria, if this is done differently, this is how much more money you can make, and this is how much time you can save. So would you be interested to receive that report, and maybe if it's relevant or it resonates, we can speak again and see how this could be helpful to you?
Yeah, sure. Just send me whatever information you have. I will also address it to the relevant people that take care of these AI legal stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, for sure. And if you ever come to Madrid, let me know.
Perfect. That's amazing, Maria. And I'll send you, by the way, an email with the recording. So we'll edit it a bit. I'll send you everything we discuss, maybe in one or two emails. But yeah, so I'll send you the podcast in one and the other report in the other. And other than this, un gran placer. Yani, gracias por
Gracias.
todo. And hope to stay in touch and keep the positive energy. It's amazing. Thank you so
Of
much.
course. Gracias, Mark. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Maria. Ciao.
Bye
Bye bye. Bye
bye.
bye.